and we have a guest who comes and speaks. Eyeway is information resource for blind people. Our helpline number is 1800-5320-469, 1853-20469। तो इस नंबर पे अगर आप 10 बजे और 5 बजे के बीच में कॉल करते हैं तो आप हमारे काउंसलर्स के साथ संपर्क कर सकते हैं और अपना सवाल पूछ सकते हैं। My request is that if everybody can mute your microphone so that when the speaker is speaking, there is no disturbance. Today's session is on accessible entertainment. आज मनोरंजन का सेशन है जहां पर ब्लाइंड लोगों के लिए जो एक्सेसिबल मनोरंजन, और हमारा गेस्ट आज है दीप्ति प्रसाद जो नोबाफ्लिक्स के फाउंडर हैं, और ये एक्सेसिबल एंटरटेनमेंट के क्षेत्र में, in the space of accessible entertainment, they have done a lot of work. A few years ago, they had produced an app via which you could actually watch movies in theaters and get audio descriptions. So today she will introduce the concept of accessible entertainment. She will talk about audio description, and she will talk about the various tools that are available, and she will also talk about the platform she especially launched for blind people called Nobalix. So we are all ears and keen to know more about what you have to say, Deepti. I will request you to speak in a bilingual fashion, English and Hindi, so that, because we have people from the south as well as the north who have joined in today. So welcome to you, Deepti, and you could speak for about 40 minutes, and then we can have Q&A, or if you want to have questions even in between, you can kind of indicate, and then people can ask you if that's okay. So you can decide how the flow should go. Over to you, Dipti.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this warm welcome and the wonderful introduction that you've given about me. I'm very excited today for the session. So starting with my introduction, I grew up in Dubai. I'm an Indian citizen. I grew up in Dubai. परवरिश मेरी दुबई में हुई है, स्कूल, कॉलेज. I did my university from Manipal. I learned business from there. And during the pandemic, I joined IIM Kozhikode, where I learned design thinking and innovation. And since 2009, I am based in India, Delhi. That is when I got married and moved to India from Dubai. So मेरी family, मेरे mother, father, brother, sister, extended family, maiden side of the family अभी भी दुबई में ही है. And to and fro चलता रहता है. So to start my career, वैसे तो मेरा career शुरू हुआ था 15 साल की उम्र पे, because Dubai that day was very open with this side of independence देना, वो expose करना चाहते हैं कि young age पे आप promotional jobs कर सकते हैं. So I started with promotional jobs, and last job India आने से पहले मेरा HSBC बैंक में था. I was handling payments and cash management. उसके पहले I've worked with other banks like Standard Chartered Bank, Mashreq Bank, and India आके banking culture तो बहुत ही अलग था. तो continue करना banking jobs was not an option for me. And because मेरी परवरिश दुबई में हुई थी, तो I was very curious about the country. क्योंकि बचपन से इंडिया आते थे लेकिन सिर्फ वेकेशन के लिए, एंड ज्यादा कुछ पता नहीं था इंडिया के बारे में. तो पहले तो कुछ साल मैंने एक्सप्लोर करने में, इंडिया को जानने में लगाए. एंड एक एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा हुआ कि मैं 2012 में दुबई गई हुई थी अपने पेरेंट्स से मिलने के लिए. एंड उस समय एवेंजर्स मूवी रिलीज हुई थी, एंड मैंने अपने फादर को इंसिस्ट करके लेके गई मूवी के लिए कि दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ जॉनर दैट ही विल एंजॉय. ही लाइक्स दिस काइंड ऑफ विटी कॉमेडी एक्शन. एंड पूरा मूवी में हम दोनों बात करते रह गए कि मैं उनको एक्सप्लेन कर रही थी कि वो, क्योंकि इंग्लिश मूवी के एक्सेंट बहुत अलग होते हैं, जो इंग्लिश भाषा हम बात करते हैं उससे. एंड उस दौरान मैंने आगे बैठे हुए, पीछे बैठे हुए लोगों को बहुत डिस्टर्ब किया. मैंने अपनी भी मूवी काफी हद तक मिस कर दी. वो वेकेशन के बाद जब मैं इंडिया आई तो मैंने देखा पीवीआर में यही सेम मूवी एवेंजर्स हिंदी में डब वर्जन रिलीज हुई थी। एंड दैट्स गॉट मी थिंकिंग कि ये हिंदी वाला डब वर्जन इंडिया में ही क्यों रिलीज किया गया, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि हिंदी स्पीकिंग ऑडियंस इंडिया के बाहर नहीं रहते, वर्ल्ड ओवर इंडियंस जो एनआरआई सिटीजन है वो रह रहे हैं एंड वो अपनी भाषा अपने साथ ही लेके जाते हैं। तो ये जब डबिंग के लिए पैसा कोई खर्च कर रहा है तो उसकी रिलीज हर जगह क्यों नहीं की जाती। एंड वहां से ये कॉन्सेप्ट एक शुरू हुआ कि एक गैप है सोसाइटी में जो किसी तरह भरना चाहिए एंड व्हाई नॉट मैं ही ये काम क्यों ना करूं। तो रिसर्च करना शुरू किया एंड मैंने एक एप्लीकेशन बनाई, मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन बनाई। इट वाज कॉल्ड एक्सेल सिनेमा, एक्स्ट्रा लैंग्वेज सिनेमा से नाम ड्रिप किया था। एंड उस एप्लीकेशन को यूज करके मल्टीलिंगुअल सिनेमा जो है वो ऑडियंस के लिए मैंने बेसिकली लैंग्वेज बैरियर तोड़ने की कोशिश की थी उस प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से, कि अगर आप एक इंग्लिश सिनेमा हॉल में बैठे हैं और वो मूवी तमिल में डब हुई है, तेलुगु में डब हुई है, कन्नड़ा में डब हुई है, हिंदी में डब हुई है, पर आपके नजदीकी सिनेमा हॉल में आपकी पसंदीदा भाषा नहीं है, तो आप सिर्फ अपना ईयरफोन्स लगाइए और एक्सेल सिनेमा पे उसका ऑडियो का आनंद लीजिए। सो दैट वाज द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड वो हमने लॉन्च किया एक तेलुगु मूवी ना पेरू सूर्या के साथ, विच वाज इन 2018 एंड वो 3 लैंग्वेजेस में डब हुई थी एंड हमारा काफी अच्छा फर्स्ट मूवी से ही अबाउट 40,000 डाउनलोड्स हो गए थे, क्योंकि कॉन्सेप्ट नया था, इंटरेस्टिंग था एंड आई फील कहीं ना कहीं समाज को इसकी जरूरत थी। जो मैंने आइडेंटिफाई किया था वो सही किया था कि इस मल्टी लैंग्वेज बैरियर को तोड़ना जरूरी है, क्योंकि सिनेमा तो हमारे अंदर बसा ही है। एंड सिनेमा जगत में ही मेरे को किसी ने रेकमेंड किया था कि ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन क्या टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से थिएटर्स के अंदर डिलीवर किया जा सकता है। उस समय मैंने पहली बार ये टर्म सुना था, ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन एंड विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड। ये सारे टर्म्स मेरे लिए उस समय एकदम नए थे, मैंने कभी नहीं इनके बारे में किसी विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड से मिली नहीं थी उससे पहले तक मैं। एंड फिर मैंने इसके ऊपर R&D करना, थोड़ा रिसर्च करना शुरू किया कि ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन क्या होता है, कैसे बनाया जाता है, कैसे उसको मूवीज के साथ मर्ज करके किस तरह विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड को उसकी कितनी जरूरत होती है। ये सारी चीजें जब मैंने रिसर्च किया और फिर पॉपुलेशन, इंडिया के अंदर विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड का इतना बड़ा पॉपुलेशन, तो मुझे लगा कि ये भी एक और बड़ा गैप है जो मुझे भरना चाहिए, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी तो मेरे पास बनी हुई है। जिस तरह मैं मल्टी लैंग्वेज यूजर्स को सुनाती हूँ उसी तरह विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड यूजर्स को अब मैं उनको ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन सुना सकती हूँ थिएटर के अंदर। अब जिस थिएटर में वो जाना चाहे, जिस समय वो जाना चाहे, उनके पास ये फ्रीडम होना चाहिए, उनको आत्मनिर्भर बनाना है। तो वहां से जर्नी शुरू हुई ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन एक्सेल सिनेमा पे लाने की एंड टिल 2020 पैंडेमिक तक हमने तकरीबन 12 मूवीज ऑडियो डिस्क्राइब करके थिएटर्स में यूजर्स को पहुंचाया था। तो विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड तकरीबन 25,000 विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड ने एक्सेल सिनेमा प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज किया था इन 12 मूवीज के लिए, और वो अपने नजदीकी सिनेमा हॉलों में गए थे और उन्होंने ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन के साथ जो साइटेड हैं उनके बीचों बीच बैठे हुए मूवी एक्सपीरियंस की थी। उनके लिए कोई स्पेशल शो नहीं ऑर्गेनाइज करना होता है, वो सेम शो के अंदर ही एक इंक्लूसिविटी एनवायरनमेंट, एक इंक्लूसिव एनवायरनमेंट बनाते हुए वो सेम शो एंजॉय करते हैं। एंड फिर आया पैंडेमिक, तब हुआ लॉकडाउन, तब हुए थिएटर्स बंद एंड फिर मैं सोचने लग गई कि अब कैसे, मैं तो नेटफ्लिक्स देख के, मैं तो प्राइम वीडियो, हॉटस्टार, मेरे पास तो बहुत ऑप्शन है, विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड के पास आज क्या ऑप्शन है कि घर बैठे बैठे वो क्या मनोरंजन के लिए कर रहे हैं। एंड फिर मैंने गैप नोटिस किया कि ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन बनाई जाती है नेटफ्लिक्स के द्वारा, प्राइम वीडियो के द्वारा, लेकिन सारे कंटेंट की नहीं बनाई जाती। अगर अमेजोन के पास आज मान लीजिए कि 1,000 मूवीज हैं उसके प्लेटफॉर्म पे, तो उसमें से मात्र उसका 5% ऑडियो डिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है। सेम थिंग फॉर नेटफ्लिक्स ऑल्सो, जो उनका ओरिजिनल इंग्लिश वाला कंटेंट है, क्योंकि ये चीज मैंडेटरी है अमेरिका में एंड नेटफ्लिक्स इज एन अमेरिकन कंपनी, तो उनकी सरकार उनको पुश करती है कि आपको ऑडियो विवरण बनाना है। इस कारण अमेरिका जो इंग्लिश कंटेंट है, नेटफ्लिक्स के ओरिजिनल कंटेंट है, उसमें आपको ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन मिलेगी, और जो हिंदी वाले कंटेंट है या फिर बाकी लैंग्वेजेस के कंटेंट है उसमें ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन ना के बराबर है। तब मैंने काम शुरू किया कि क्यों ना एक OTT प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया जाए जो विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड कम्युनिटी के लिए ही हो, एंड वो ऐसा इकोसिस्टम हो कि कम्युनिटी का पैसा एक एक सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड मॉडल होना चाहिए, ताकि कम्युनिटी के पैसों से ही और ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन बनती रहे एंड वो साइकिल चलता रहे। कभी किसी और के ऊपर निर्भर ना हो कि कोई ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन बनाने के लिए फंड देगा तब जाके उसकी ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन बनेगी, या कोई मेरे जैसा व्यक्ति आके टेक्नोलॉजी बनाएगा तब जाके आगे बात बढ़ेगी. आई वांटेड टू जस्ट क्रिएट एन एंटायर इकोसिस्टम फॉर द कम्युनिटी, कि कम्युनिटी का पैसे से ही चलता रहे और ता जिंदगी चलता रहे. And about 3 months ago, we launched Nobalix. So Nobalix at present is available on Android devices. iOS वाला जो वर्जन है वो अंडर प्रोडक्शन है. एक बार प्रोडक्शन से आ जाता है, I'll be officially launching that. उसके बाद मेरा प्लान है कि जो रीजनल कंटेंट, तमिल, तेलुगु, कन्नड़ा, पंजाबी, मराठी, गुजराती, ये वाले मूवीज, वेब सीरीज, इनको मैं ऑडियो डिस्क्राइब करके भी नोबाफ्लिक्स पे लाना चाहती हूँ. एंड उसके बाद आएगा टीवी वर्जन. तो ये हो गए हमारे फ्यूचर प्लान्स. एंड आई थिंक somebody has a question. No, okay, my mistake. I thought I saw it raise hand. So future plans मैं आपसे शेयर कर दिए. एंड लॉन्च के साथ ही काफी एक्साइटमेंट थी कम्युनिटी के अंदर, काफी यूजर बेस ऑटोमेटिकली बढ़ता गया, लेकिन अभी भी उस तरह नहीं बढ़ रहा जिस तरह मैं चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे एटलीस्ट 1 लाख यूजर्स चाहती हूँ जो इस प्लेटफॉर्म के यूजर्स बने. एंड दैट विल मेक नोबाफ्लिक्स अ सस्टेनेबल मॉडल, कि इसके ऊपर कंटेंट बनाने के लिए जो खर्चा किया जाता है, या जो कंटेंट बनाने का, कंटेंट को ऑडियो डिस्क्राइब करने का, कंटेंट को एक्सेसिबल बनाने का प्रोसेस है, दैट विल बी वेरी स्मूथ इफ वी हैव 1 लाख यूजर्स एटलीस्ट ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म. आपको थोड़ा सा मैं ब्रीफ कर दूं कि ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन होता क्या है. इफ आई कैन शेयर माय स्क्रीन तो मैं आपको एक सैंपल दिखा. ओके,
just one
हाँ,
second. We just need to make the co-host. In the
sure.
meanwhile, can you just talk about audio description in English, because a lot of what you said was in Hindi.
Okay.
Maybe you could just paraphrase what you said so far very quickly in English also,
हाँ,
so that
sure.
the people, English-speaking people, also can understand. In the meanwhile, I'll make you co-host.
So audio description is basically, it has a cost. I have script writers, I have voiceover artists, I have music technicians, and creating the app needs your front end developers, back end developers. All these costs are what is being bared by Novaflix currently. Novaflix is a non-profit organization. My entire idea, my vision for the product is that it has to be a ecosystem. It has to be an ecosystem for the community. It's a subscription-based platform. The subscription amount, or the money that comes in with the user subscription, that helps us in creating more and more content. I will just want to share. I will just want to play a video that will explain how exactly a content is made by the production houses, which is in an inaccessible format, and how I make it accessible for the visually impaired community. Okay, still disabled. Sana, you want to share the video?
Like, would you be
Your
sharing
co-host
the
now.
video?
Okay.
You can share it. You can
Huh.
share it now.
Okay. Is the audio?
No, we can't hear the audio, but the screen is being shared.
You can hear the audio?
No, we can't hear the audio.
Oh, no.
Now, and the process starts from choosing a script, starting the script writing of dialogue के बीचों बीच हमको किस तरह description देनी है. We have created softwares that help us identify the gap between each dialogue, because audio description is created in a very artistic manner, in a very storytelling, interesting way. And it can never overlap on the dialogues of the movie. So in between of the dialogues, sometimes we get 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. In that much gap, we have to provide the description, which is enough for the user to understand what is happening on the screen, or what is happening on this with the storyline, and there are visuals about the movie. So this process takes at least 7 to 10 days. for each movie. But then we have genres like movie like Kantara. So for movie like Kantara, because it's a very action packed, it's a very intense action based genre. For that, our team had consumed almost 3 months for making one audio description track, for making that one movie accessible. So it is lots of ups and downs, and the work is difficult but also interesting, and the joy of making content accessible for the community it just gives me and my team immense pleasure. So अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट आप लोगों से करूंगी कि प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज कीजिए, उसको एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए, आप ही लोगों के लिए बनाया है, एक्सपीरियंस इट, गिव मी योर फीडबैक, share it with your team, share it with your friends, share it with other visually impaired, because अगर आप नहीं बताएंगे तो कौन बताएगा? It is a pride that everyone should take in Novaflix, that a platform like this is available. It's a first of its kind. दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड का अपना OTT प्लेटफॉर्म, किसी देश में नहीं है, सिर्फ इंडिया में है. So I hope everyone has that feeling of pride that I share. And इस प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में बताइए अपने दोस्तों को, आप एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए, एंजॉय कीजिए इस प्लेटफॉर्म को, एंड अपना फीडबैक मुझसे शेयर करते रहिए. एंड कोई भी ऐसा कंटेंट है जो हमने अभी तक नहीं बनाया, करंटली नोबाफ्लिक्स के ऊपर आपको 200 से ज्यादा, मोर देन 200 मूवीज एंड वेब सीरीज आर अवेलेबल, एंड these keep increasing every week. So every Friday we release new movies, 2 to 3 new movies. So this Friday, which is today, we released the movie Blind, which is available on Jio Cinema, जो accessible format में नहीं था, and पुरानी movie सीता और गीता. So we have a combination of new content as well as an old genre, old movie, old title that we pick up and create the audio description. We have a section for children. So अगर बच्चों के लिए भी, उनके लिए भी मूवीज हैं, बच्चों की तरह जो जॉनर्स जो बच्चे पसंद करते हैं, वैसे किस्म का भी जॉनर है नोबाफ्लिक्स के ऊपर. एंड बड़ों के लिए भी टाइटल्स हैं, हर किस्म का आपको टाइटल मिलेगा. यदि कुछ नहीं है तो प्लीज रीच आउट टू द टीम नोबाफ्लिक्स के सोशल मीडिया पेजेस पे, प्ले स्टोर पे, राइट अ रिव्यू, write a comment, tell us which movie or which web series you want us to make audio description track of, and we'll make it happen.
मैम अपकमिंग मूवी गदर 2 भी आएगी क्या फ्यूचर में?
जी जी आएगी. तो गदर जब गदर 2 थिएटर्स में रिलीज हुई थी, नोबाफ्लिक्स के ऊपर गदर 1 रिलीज.
Hi, Dipti.
Hi Arundhati.
May I ask you something?
Sure.
I'm a visually impaired freelance reporter, and I have profiled George as well before for a US magazine. So I just wanted to know, you have not been covered anywhere, I believe, right?
No, not yet.
In the media? Okay,
We've been
okay.
working on organizations, workshops, wherever I can get my users. Because this is one mistake. I don't know whether I should call it a mistake or no, but Exlang Cinema was majorly covered in every single newspaper. So there are about 200 articles on Exlang Cinema and me. But that did not really help me reach out to the visually impaired community.
Okay.
Time my
Okay.
focus was that I need to reach to the community and have to make sure that the message reaches to the community. More than the cited word, my focus is how do I reach out to the
I
visually.
understand. Yeah, I'm visually impaired as well. I'm partially blind. So I have already sent you a request on LinkedIn. I might want to write about you later on. Let me see.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So, can you, Deepti, tell us about some of the well-known movies which are on your platform as of today?
So, like I mentioned, there are 200 titles.
Yeah.
And if I say well-known में तो अभी सबसे latest में ये है Kerala Story. So Kerala Story came into the theaters and it's still not out on any other OTT platform for the sighted world, but it is available on Novaflix. And movies like Kantara, KGF, Pushpa, KGF 2, Bahubali, all these contents are there. And I have a very attractive coming soon list also. So most of my users are almost, every day they'll come and check the coming soon list, and they make a note of which date, which movie is going to release.
So if the coming soon list is not very big, can you just now kind of take us through it?
Sure. So I won't be able to share the screen because.
No, you can just call it out.
So if I'm reading, we have The Night Manager. Night Manager is a web series on Hotstar, which has 2 seasons. One season is already out on Nobalix, the 4 episodes, and the second season is releasing from 30th. So every week we release 1 episode. Movies like Badai Do, Rustam, Atiti Bhuto, Devar, Finding Nemo, Asur, Doordarshan, Bal Ganesha, One Day, Toon World, Ek Mein Ek Tu, Ganesha, Dr. G. So these are our coming soon list. So every week we have 2 to 3 new contents, as well as we do some surprises also.
Now, when we were listening to your audio description, in between the description, you kept hearing Dharma Production, ZTV, and so on.
Correct.
It repeated 2-3 times. It's a little bit of a is that the case in all your audio described movies, or it was only happened to be in this sample?
So what you just heard right now was a trailer of Bhoot movie.
Okay.
तो जब मूवी का ट्रेलर आता है तो प्रोडक्शन हाउस कौन सा है वो बीच बीच में आते हैं बिकॉज इट्स अ ट्रेलर इट हैज टू बी फिट इन 3 minutes बट मूवी के अंदर तो ऑब्वियसली नाम वो टाइटल्स पहले आ जाएंगे एंड एंड में क्रेडिट्स होंगे कि स्पॉट बॉय कौन था लोकेशन क्या थी वो सारे क्रेडिट्स भी हम पढ़ते हैं कॉस्ट्यूम्स भी हम कोशिश करते हैं डिस्क्राइब करें बैकग्राउंड कहाँ का लोकेशन है अगर टाइम मिल जाता मतलब जो एक डायलॉग और दूसरे डायलॉग के बीच में स्पेस अगर मिल जाता है तो वी इवन डिस्क्राइब द बैकग्राउंड बट इस तरह नहीं होगा जिस तरह ये ट्रेलर था ना सो ट्रेलर के अंदर तो बीच बीच में ही नाम आते हैं मूवी के अंदर नहीं होगा ऐसे
You are open to take questions just now?
Sure. So we have few
Hi,
hands.
Dipti, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hi, this is Siddharth. I just want to know this platform of yours. This has got only Hindi films at the moment, or you've got a mix of English and Hindi?
Hi, Siddharth. So currently, because I've just recently launched 3 months ago, I launched Hindi because Exlang Cinema ke through I was in touch with a lot of Hindi speaking visually impaired, and that's
Right.
the core team which helped me.
मैम राज मूवी आएगी क्या?
Yes,
नहीं,
एक second.
एक minute, one by one, don't speak in between. Let Siddharth
Okay.
finish, and then the next Siddharth, you can continue. Yeah.
So Siddharth, currently it's available in Hindi, but very soon I'll be having the other languages. I'll be hosting the other languages also. Hello?
Yeah, you are audible.
Siddharth, what is that?
Hello, Deepa. Dipti Prasad. Am I audible? I'm audible.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Kumar.
Yeah, this is Kumar this side. See, your things are really great, but again, I feel myself completely disjointed. So I'm an iPhone user. So when I'm bringing it for iPhone, I've been listening for quite some time that it's coming. But see, I'm a late blind person, and I'm a movie watcher. And with the current movies, as I was telling George previously, with the current movies, I'm totally not able to understand which heroine is speaking, whether this there are 2 or 3 heroines and heroes. I don't know which hero and hero is speaking, but everybody's dubbing voice the same. And I'm not able to understand if you really understand, I don't really understand the latest movies, unless until I go with my sighted daughter and she first explains me and then I understand the things. So how are you going now? How are you now doing it in your movie? That one when I bring iPhone. Secondly, now nowadays in most of the movies, whether one heroine like Katrina Kaif in one movie has a dubbing voice, some other artist and heroine will also the dubbing voice will be the same. So how do we differentiate between I think that this is a particular heroine is speaking or a particular hero is speaking? If you see the older movies, when Pran has his own voice, every hero had his own voice. So we can identify without seeing that this particular is a hero. But here now, how can I identify who is a hero, who is a hero?
Okay, so to start with your questions, iPhone, like I mentioned, it is under production. Once it comes out of the production, then we get on to the testing of the platform. If there are bugs, we find the bugs and fix those. And that's when the product will be ready to launch in the market. So I started the iPhone production only after the demand came. Because like I mentioned earlier, Exlang Cinema was available on both the platforms. But this time I wanted to test the waters, whether the community is ready for a product like this. It's a subscription-based model. Will the community agree to, pay for subscription or no? So that's why I launched it with Android, and iOS is under production. It will soon get launched. So second question about identifying the character. So every character in every movie will have a name, right? Whether it is, even if it is Katrina Kaif playing multiple movie roles, every movie she'll have a different character name. So when we are describing, we are using the character name. First, as soon as the character's the introduction is done, we introduce in our audio description that, for example, Katrina Kaif's name is Geeta. So Geeta, played by Katrina Kaif, will be introduced to you. And then in the coming up dialogues, it will always be Geeta ne ye kiya, Geeta gaadi mein baith gayi, Geeta सीढ़ियों से नीचे गिर गई. So you know that Geeta Katrina Kaif hai aur Katrina Kaif गिरी है.
Okay.
One quick question here. You said coming soon. Can you give an approximate kind of timeline kind of thing
Won't be
for the
possible.
iOS? Will it be 6 months? Will it be 2 years? Will it be meaning approximate? You don't have to. We won't hold you to it. What's your guess? Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Dipti, you are audible.
So, like I said, for such a platform, we can never give out dates क्योंकि ऐप बनाना एक चीज है, बट ऐप के अंदर बग्स फाइंड करना, उसकी टेस्टिंग, बग्स को टेस्ट करके आइडेंटिफाई करना, फिर उनको फिक्स करना, इसका कोई टाइमलाइन हो ही नहीं सकता है. बट आई प्रॉमिस टू यू ऑल दैट iPhone users, iPhone version of Nobalix will be launched in 2023 itself. So within this year, I'm coming with the iPhone version.
Yeah. Next question.
Justin Phillips.
Hi.
You have your hand raised.
Hi, this is Justin. I wanted to know if any differently abled people have been employed as script writers or in any other capacity in your service, and also which among all these movies was the most challenging for you to convert into audio description.
So currently my team does not have any special needs, but I work very closely with them in terms of when my Android version was ready for the accessibility testing, of just to be sure that what I've created is useful and is accessible enough for a visually impaired person. I reach out to my users only. I don't go to the companies which are providing accessibility service. I reach out to the users and they certify whether what was their user experience, how was their experience of using the platform, and their journey on the platform is always driven from the users only. And I have reached out to a couple of agencies for hiring a visually impaired person as my assistant, because currently I'm very loaded, extremely loaded with the users, because I want to be in touch with my end users. I want to know their experience. I want to know their journey. I want to be connected with this part, as well as I have to keep pushing my team about delivering the description tracks on time, and their deciding their timeline. Also focusing on acquiring CSR funds, because we have this button called request for sponsorship. I think I missed out on this part, Georgie. Nobalix is a subscription-based platform, and our subscription plan starts from 69 rupees for 1 month, 199 for 6 months, and 349 for 1 year. Yet we have a button called request for sponsorship for all those users who do not have an active source of income, who are still dependent on their friend or family. For them, we have created this button, and we have a huge list. We have a long list of users who have requested for sponsorship. So I also acquire CSR funds from company. I also create awareness among the sighted community that if they wish to sponsor a visually impaired for only $349, it will provide them an year-long entertainment. And so there's like too much for me to do. And currently I am searching for someone who can assist me in these activities. Can we take the next one?
Yeah, which was the most challenging movie also to dub?
Katara, like I said, 3 months. And it was a very heavy genre.
Hi, Dipti Siddharth again.
Hi, Star.
Okay, just want to ask you, I'm visually impaired, but I've never heard of Nobalix, for example. Yeah. And I'm somebody who's pretty clued in to the world of entertainment, so to speak. So just wondering,
Dipti
have you done
Prasad,
any sort
horny
of,
PLS, help me.
have you done any sort of publicity? Have you engaged in any sort of public relations activity to promote this platform?
Siddharth, I want you to suggest me what can I do to create the awareness.
Okay, then I'll take this conversation with you offline. You can take my number from George.
Sure.
I run a public relations firm.
Hmm.
I can help you with this, maybe. Yeah.
Because in Exlang Cinema, I did try the social media because the entire world was doing it. I decided to do it too. I spent a lot of money on boosting my post, but then I realized जब users से क्योंकि उस समय तो I didn't really know the visually impaired community. It was a first time experience for me. So I learned that not a lot of visually impaired are using social media. If I'm spending money for 10,000 views, there will be only 100 actually my users who are getting to know about my particular business or my particular model through social media.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Not really, a worth idea. Somebody has a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
And what is this Zoom about?
This Zoom is about audio described movies for blind people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really important. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Dipti ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Hi. First of all, thank you so much for taking this initiative for the visually impaired community. So मुझे ये पूछना था. Basically, I have downloaded the same platform for the first time. आज ही मैंने वो download किया हुआ है. I have shared my that disability certificate with that for that. So मुझे ये basically पूछना है. I have a couple of questions like that. कि as you said, you want to reach the 1 lakh user, right? So abhi ka what is the current user basically uska number of kitne hai, and the second time while meanwhile talking I got the notification that that your request of Nobalix has been approved, so it's good news for me. So the second question which was I was supposed to ask you that कि जो ये basically ये करते समय audio description करते समय you don't get any issue of like copyright and from that movie the company and basically उनके तरफ से. So yeah, this is my couple of questions.
To see the format of installing or using Nobalix is you search Nobalix or find a link friend ने share किया है उसको click कर लिया Play Store पे चले गए. You install the application Nobalix. So Noba, N-O-B-A, the name driven from No Barrier. Installation is one thing. Then you create your profile. After you're done creating your profile, when you try to play any content, whether it's a free movie or a paid version of movie, web series, a pop-up will come which will ask you for your verification. For verification, we have 3 methods. One is get reference. Under get reference, we collaborate with organizations and NGOs who are already working for the visually impaired community. So they have already identified the visually impaired. So why I don't really need to repeat the wheel or reinvent the wheel. The second option is upload your disability certificate or UDID card. So that is the option that you just now took. With that, I get the document and I just verify the name is same, number same hai, या फिर अगर कई बार users end up giving me the backside of their UDID card. और पंखे का फोटो दे देंगे या कुछ और डॉक्यूमेंट दे देंगे. सो इनके लिए मैनुअली आई कॉल देम, आई फिक्स लाइक आई टेल देम टू सेंड मी द अप्रोप्रिएट डॉक्यूमेंट ऑन WhatsApp preferred to them, and then I upload it on their behalf, and I verify the user. The third option is verification code. Verification code can also be acquired by organizations who have collaborated with Novaflix, and these organizations, जैसे आज हमारी मीटिंग थी, so इस मीटिंग के अंदर अगर मल्टीपल लोग इंस्टॉल करना चाहते Novaflix, I could have given the verification code and immediately उनकी verification हो जाती, identifying that we were all together in one room, like ई मीटिंग हो रहा था. Then उसके बाद आता है content play करना. So we have free movies, we have 12 free movies, and then the rest, like I mentioned, 200 की library है. So there are 200 movies and web series which are premium content. For premium content, user has to buy the subscription or else get the sponsorship. Why the verification process is important is because the Amendment Act 2012 says that any content which is available on public domain, which is not created, which is not made accessible by the original content makers, any organization or a foundation can create the accessible format and even charge for it. The only clause is that it should not be available back in the public domain. You have to restrict it from the usage only to the visually impaired community. Hence, the requirement of verification is an important step. Until and unless the user or whoever is installing Novaflix has not verified themselves, they'll not be able to play any content. So verification is important only for this, because we need to know our users are visually impaired, and that's what basically helps us legally to make the content accessible without seeking the permissions of the original content owners.
Wait, this costs money?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So are there
Yeah.
any volunteers that if because there is a lot of content, so
No, so I don't work with volunteers, because then my model will not be reliable. I am promising the users that next time we're going to get this movie. What if the volunteer, obviously the volunteer is not going to prioritize the work, right? Because it's volunteer basis. So I have a full-time team. All my employees, all my entire team are full-time. My script writers are full-time. My voiceover artists, 3 voiceover artists, and 3 of them are full-time. I have a script writing team. There are about 15 of them. All of them, so not all of them are able to do the entire movie, because their level of experience is different. I sit down, train them. So the training part is also taken care by Novaflix, by me, creating software which helps. App is available, how to fit in the content. Our music technicians, our front-end developers, back-end developers, servers, all of this has a cost. But that's why I said 1 lakh users is the magic number where Dipti won't be required anymore. Novaflix will be on autopilot mode.
yeah, because I was wondering, there is so much of work involved, like you already mentioned, and like how if extra people are required, like more people are required to work on this, and if somebody is who may not be able to work on a full-time basis but would be willing to support in some of the things, like script writing or like being a voice artist or something like that, so will it be possible?
So because of the pressure of deliveries, I don't really work with, and plus I want to create like there was no university or there's no college which is teaching how to make audio description.
Right.
The script writing is being taught by me. So when I'm teaching somebody, when I'm investing my time, my finances on someone, I want to acquire that, you know what I mean? I want that
Yeah.
be my team
That's
member.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
And plus, this is why I request all the users also spread the awareness, help Novaflix, help the users, help the visually impaired community about Novaflix, because that will also help me hire, newer staff. Even though now the culture of India is, people are open to the idea of startups. Once upon a time, nobody wanted to, get employed in a startup, because you don't know what's going to happen next year. There's no job guarantee. But now,
Right.
to the government of India, The startup culture has started. I have never had issues hiring people, but I also identified that there is a hiccup. That smoothness would be easier if I have a good number of users. So they know that, okay, there is a demand for a product. That's why she's, creating the product.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just one last question from my side. So the list that you mentioned about the coming up thing. So is it based on the people's demand, or like whatever like how you decide your upcoming list?
No, mostly.
So the other things, like, for example, Made in Heaven, the new season has come up. So this is, and it is very trending, and maybe many people with visual impairment would like to, to match up with the trend, would like to watch. So how to match with the trend and to match with the coming up list, how you're managing that?
So one is this, of course, because whichever content is famous or a big movie. Like, so first shortlisted last 5 years, whichever was the hits, box office hits, we target. Then in between, because I've launched and getting close to the users are in touch with me. So they do send out their requests, and that also helps me identify the genre. So visually impaired community loves humor. They love intimate scene or content which has intimate scenes. That is the kind of content which is demanded the most. They also enjoy thriller, horror. These are content which is mostly, so basically the genre takes place. We have identified the genres that, okay, is genre ke andar agar koi content hai, to isko to karna hi hai because the community loves this genre. So I take user demands also. I also take whichever has done good numbers on the box office, famous, and of course the trend. So whatever is new. So I think Blind was released only last month on Jio, and it's released today already on Nobalix.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. Okay, thank you so much, and wonderful initiative. My name is Bhakti. It's not coming here properly. I am not able to rename my self, but yeah, would like to connect with you on a one-on-one basis.
What's your
also.
name? What's your name again?
Bhakti.
Bhakti, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple of other people who have raised their hands. Sana?
One question was one. How much does it cost,
Yes, sir.
Miss Dipti?
Cost what? The subscription?
Yes.
So our subscription plans are 69 rupees for 1 month,
This is a
199 for 6 months, and 349 for 1 year.
So we have Sudha Ramamurthy.
Yeah,
Hi.
Sudha. Yeah.
Is your company a NGO or are you a company? This is Siddharth again.
Yes. So Siddharth, I started with Nobalix LLP, and currently my foundation is forming. So I'm in the middle of the paperwork of Nobalix Foundation.
And then you're supported. You run this independently, or you have a bunch of investors, or somebody who's come in with you?
Okay, I didn't realize I got mute.
No. Are you doing this independently, or do you have a bunch of people who have kind of supported your cause and come to?
No, I'm doing this independently.
And where are you based in Delhi?
I'm based out of Gurgaon, so at the border of.
Okay, yeah. I'm in Delhi, so that's not too far away. Yeah.
मैं Ambience Mall Leela Hotel के पीछे हूँ.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sudha Ramamurthy, why don't you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, hi. I have a question. So if I'm not visually impaired, then I can't subscribe to Nobalix, is it?
Why would you want to listen to audio described content if you're
No, okay, I'm a person who's been working for persons with disabilities for a very long time.
Okay.
And I also work with the people with cerebral palsy who may have low vision or have vision difficulties. But you only mentioned organizations which are, connected to people with visual impairment. So that was my first question. So my thing is, also the only reason I kind of want to listen to this is you do movies, right? To get an idea, honestly, what your audio description is done. That's it. Because usually we put out any small video that we put out, we try and audio describe them. it'll be tiny awareness videos, nothing really much. But and also we try and get we definitely put in subtitles for people who are deaf. So that is why I was just to get an idea. I just subscribed. I sponsored one person because I realized I'm allowed to sponsor. So it is just out of because we've been trying to. I mean, we've been audio describing for a long time, especially all our awareness films and things like that. And what you've done is really amazing because most people don't do it this way.
Thank
It is
you.
just that. That's why I wanted to know if I can subscribe and become a.
So, if you want to just demonstrate what audio description is,
Mhm.
www.novaflix.com is where you have 2 clips, which we played just now.
Mhm.
It's a 3-minute clip each, one with audio description, one without audio description.
Okay.
And if you want to collaborate, I'm open to that because I'm looking for people who are already working with the community or already connected with the community.
Okay.
I invite you to join Novaflix family and install Novaflix partner app. Create your profile.
Okay.
So
Okay.
on partner, you get an
Okay.
option of adding your organization or joining as individual. So individual is influencers, basically your YouTubers. There are a lot of young YouTubers who are visually impaired and working really good, doing really good stuff for the community.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I have a column for that. I have option for adding your organization. Once you
Okay.
register your organization, then you can introduce the users about Novaflix and basically do the verification for them. Like instead of them
Okay.
sending their documents to me, because
Okay.
I'm really not interested in reinventing the wheel, which has already been done by so many of the organizations in India.
Yeah.
I don't want to collect the documents, but I have to make sure that the platform is available or accessible only to the visually impaired community. For this purpose only, I have the verification step.
Okay. So an organization can become your partner. Fine.
Yeah.
That was another thing I want to know. Okay. And and does the organization then can they kind of relay a movie to a group of their students or adults if they have an alumni meet, things like that? Can that happen?
So I have done this in the past that I give out a couple of free movies. The section movies, you choose the movies, we have 12. You choose which one do you want. And
Yeah.
I can allow you to exhibit that, basically play that content for the inside your organization for the beneficiaries so that they know what exactly they're going to get on Novaflix once they install.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is more like a group coming together and watching. Sometimes it's a lot of fun watching it as a group.
Sure.
Like a theater experience. If you can have a big screen. Maybe I'll get in touch with you about certain things later. Is that okay?
Sure. I've in that column, I've given my social media handles.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
So
I'll do.
also another subscribers to Novaflix at the moment.
Out of 3,000, 2,200 are subscription. They purchase their subscription. They're the subscribers.
So you have 98,000 more to go.
Yes.
Okay. Sana,
We
chat
have
box, right?
asked the questions. But
There are
it's
20
just
messages, I think, in
conversation, and
the
also
chat
we
box.
have shared our social media handle.
Okay, okay. Yeah, any more questions? Deepti's got muted, is it?
No, sir.
Are you on LinkedIn,
No,
Dipti?
Yes, I am.
You are, okay. So what do we find you as? I mean, if I were to look you on
Dipti
LinkedIn,
Prasad. DIP.
DIP?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dipti Prasad. Okay. So we'll find you on LinkedIn. Yeah.
I've also shared my mobile number on the chat.
You have? Okay. Somebody from my office will be looking at the screen. I guess we got it down. Yeah.
Okay. So we do have people over or no?
Yeah, I've got one more question, Deepti. Can I?
Yes.
A lot of these movies that are released in the US, whether it's OTT or I think every movie in the US is legally meant to be audio described. So, are you thinking of maybe signing an MOU with some of those production houses to see if you can show them on Novaflix in India? There's a gentleman called Jim Storwall who runs a company in Oklahoma. They do audio description. They have been doing it since 1989. I mean, it's a company that's doing extremely well. He's a blind gentleman who's running this company, and so if you like, I can connect him with you because he has been on my podcast, Eyeway Conversations.
Okay.
So I can connect you with him, maybe on your platform. Maybe sign an MOU with them, and you can explore that possibility.
Surely. So of course that would be helpful if one-on-one is connected, because during Exlang Cinema time, I did reach out to the Hollywood, the Hollywood studios which have branches in Mumbai, who are operating from here, their India wing. But it's for them, they can't really be the decision makers.
Right.
Every decision is made in Hollywood. So for them to immediately agree or understand or take a decision was a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, let that pass. And I'm also lobbying with the government of India. Since 2018, I've visited with various ministers who have been the Ministry of Information Technology, starting from Rathore ji to Prakash Javadekar ji, and currently Shri Anurag Thakur ji. And hopefully very soon I will be, we'll all be witnessing some good changes in the Cinematography Act also.
Right.
Because I really want the audio description or movies to be accessible at the very first step of acquiring a censorship certificate. So I've been trying to convince them that you need to check whether the audio description being made available. If sign language, please include sign language also in this, but I don't know how sign language can be delivered in theater. We still don't have a technology for it, but for the other things, we do have the technology. Subtitles is not rocket science. Audio description, we have technology which is creating an inclusive experience, which is not bothering the sighted who are buying the tickets and watching it in the cinema hall. A visually impaired can also be very much seated between them and enjoy the experience. So this has to be checked at the very first stage of censorship certificate.
For a film producer to include audio description in their production plan, what is the additional cost? What do you think is the estimated additional cost?
See, that again depends. For example, movie dubbing, it's an additional cost, but आप किससे dubbing करा रहे हैं? आप शाहरुख खान की आवाज या अमिताभ बच्चन की आवाज ले रहे हैं या फिर किसी स्टैंडर्ड डबिंग आर्टिस्ट की आवाज ले रहे हैं? That will vary the cost. So similarly for audio description also, because it's an artistic way of describing the content. कोई एक सीन के अंदर सिर्फ ये बोल सकता है कि रात के समय बारिश हो रही थी, कोई इस तरह बोल सकता है कि रात में बूंदे गिरते हुए मून की रोशनी में चमकते हुए, एक बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से, बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से उस सेम सीन को डिस्क्राइब किया जा सकता है. तो इसके कारण इसकी कॉस्ट में भी फर्क आता है. बट जस्ट टू गिव यू अ वेग ऑफ किस बजट में आना चाहिए, तो I would say between 2 to 5 lakh.
So it's a very small amount compared to the total budget of a film, right?
Yes. But फिर भी बजट हिल जाता है बड़ी पिक्चर का. It's the mindset. To tell you honestly, what I have experienced, it's the mindset. They are lazy. They don't want to do this extra task, they definitely need an extra push, whether the push comes from the government of India or the push comes from the community. The community starts raising their voice कि भाई थिएटर में अगर आप हमारे लिए मूवी नहीं दिखाओगे तो हम तो धरने पे बैठ जाएंगे. तो ऐसे अगर धरने हो जाएंगे 2-3 तो मजा ही आ जाएगा.
Yes, Vishal Sharma, I think, who's raised his hand. Is he still there?
Dipti, are you sighted or visually impaired?
Sighted.
Sighted.
And how did you get involved with the visually impaired?
It was a gap that I noticed in the society, and I noticed it as a business person. कि prescription अगर हम provide कर देंगे तो इंडिया में इतना बड़ा population जो visually impaired का है वो थिएटर में आ जाएगा. थिएटर आएगा तो टिकट खरीदेगा, पॉपकॉर्न खाएगा, पेप्सी पिएगा. सो बिजनेस की तरह ही मैंने आइडेंटिफाई किया था, बट देन जब मैं पूरी तरह से इसमें जुड़ गई, सो आई रियलाइज्ड दैट आई थिंक इट वाज अ कॉलिंग.
Right, nice. Yeah.
So if the government of India kind of orders and says that all movies have to be audio described, what happens to your Nobalix platform?
1.5 लाख से ज्यादा इंडियन सिनेमा का कंटेंट है, बहुत है कंटेंट.
Okay, you will still be in business.
Yes.
Okay.
आराम.
Great.
So requesting the audience as we are ending. It's
no. I think there were 1 or 2 people who had raised their hands.
As of now, so no one is there.
No, Vishal Sharma एक था. Yeah, so I just let everybody know that this particular session will also.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Mohammed,
I am
बोलिए.
Vishal. Hello, Dipti ma'am. Good evening.
Hi Vishal, how are you?
मैम आई एम फाइन. आप बताइए. मैम एक सजेशन था और एक मूवी की रिक्वेस्ट थी. सजेशन ये है मैम कि जैसे हम कोई मूवी प्ले करते हैं ना तो उसमें ऑडियो का थोड़ा सा मतलब वो जो वॉल्यूम है ना वो कहीं कहीं पर स्लो आता है. ठीक है, जैसे मैं अभी संजू मूवी देख रहा था तो वहां पर कहीं कहीं पे ठीक है, बट कहीं कहीं पर स्लो आवाज आता है. अगर हम अपने मतलब मोबाइल की वॉल्यूम फुल होती तो भी तो इसको थोड़ा सा मैम कोशिश कीजिएगा. एंड बाकी मैम आप काम अच्छा कर रहे हैं, ये मुझे पता है और मैं भी आपके लिए काम कर रहा हूँ. एंड मैम दूसरा ये कि मैम शोले मूवी आएगी क्या, क्योंकि मैम वो बढ़िया मूवी है. तो
ऑलरेडी है मेरे ख्याल से.
मेरे को तो ऐसा मिली नहीं एक्चुअली. है क्या?
Surely I don't think we have on the platform.
नहीं है मैम, नहीं है.
No, but when you had the Excel Cinema.
एक्सेल सिनेमा पे तो है सर. यस सर, वहां से.
हाँ. Yeah.
Okay, I'll check about Sholay.
Because when you were doing the testing in the initial, when you showed Sanju at Plaza,
I think थोड़ा सा कॉपीराइट का इशू था, इस वजह से प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं आई. उसके ऊपर एक्सेल सिनेमा पे हमने टेस्टिंग के लिए लाइक फॉर द यूजर्स टू एक्सपीरियंस घर पे पहले टेस्ट करके चला के देख लें और फिर संजू मूवी के लिए आए, बिकॉज संजू वाज द फर्स्ट मूवी दैट वी लॉन्च्ड एक्सेल सिनेमा ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन के साथ.
No, at that time I had watched Sholay on YouTube using Excel Cinema.
Time we had added on Excel Cinema एक ad hoc contract था.
Right.
Nobalix we don't have Sholay.
Right.
But Sholay though I believe is already available on YouTube also, no, with the audio description.
Yeah.
हाँ है ही तो विशाल, है तो सही YouTube पे.
Mohammed Arakan, somebody by that name who wants to ask a question.
Arafat.
Yeah. Hi everybody. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Mohammed from Bangalore. So, Dipti ma'am, actually, I have a question over here.
Sure.
Like, as you have said about the subscription plan on the Nobalix, which is really affordable for the visually impaired. But the question what I want to ask is like, for example, if I purchase a 1 month subscription, which is rupees 69, and after, I mean, how will I be able to pay the subscription through the platform, through the Nobaflix? Like, there is any option to pay via UPI, or we have to pay directly to the through credit or debit card?
We have credit card, debit card, net banking. Like any other platform, you have all the payment options. So you can click.
Okay.
And you can auto renew also, right?
No, there is no auto renewal as of now, but that's a good suggestion. I can add this in my next update.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's actually, you know, ma'am, even many people who is very interested in this platform also, if they'll get a auto renewal option, which would be a better option. But the another question which I want to ask here is like, we have an option like if you want to do a verification into the Nobaflix before accessing the subscription. So like, if we upload our documents, which is our disability certificate, where we can be considered, we can the verification process will be completed within how many days? Like, if I, for example, today, if I upload my disabled certificate, then when will I be verified as a Nobaflix user?
The gentleman just joined the YouTube, this Zoom call, and when he learned about Nobaflix, while we were still in the meeting, he installed the platform. He said he sent his certificate, and he's already got verified. So I would say a few minutes.
Okay. So like, as depends on the free time, like when it will be, it's possible, like it might be verified within 1 day or maybe from few minutes, like that.
Maximum
So,
72 hours.
okay. I guess this is a better option. And there is another option like I have left about the, I mean, we can verify ourselves through the partner. But ma'am, actually, I want to have another doubt. Like, many people, you have left the partner option where entire visual impact can verify. But how can you make sure that if any sighted who is having a friendship with a visual impaired who is registered as an Nobaflix partner, then if they might also access and they can use the Nobaflix, as you had previously said that we have launched the application only for the visually impaired. So in this case, how? Yes,
that
ma'am.
I'm doing with the organizations, I am taking so I have the control. I know which organization wants to join hands with Nobaflix, and only once I allow, they'll be visible in that get reference section when you install the application and click on the verification page. So I am very mindful about which organization is installing or creating profile. Not everybody. I have at least 20 pending requests from organizations right now, but I haven't heard of these individuals. I haven't heard of these organizations. I make calls to their offices. If suppose I haven't reached out to them and they have reached out to me, so I make calls, I visit those offices, and I identify them that they are authentic, or organizations or NGOs working for the visually impaired community. Only then I collaborate.
Yes,
If suppose they allow some sighted person to they give them permission, or they verify a sighted person as a visually impaired person, as per the law they are not supposed to be on the platform, right? But what are they getting out of the platform?
No, but as you
not going to enjoy this additional commentary. The sighted can consume this content because this content is available on other public domains also. So movies which are being audio described here are the same movies which are available on other platforms. So sighted will go and buy the subscription there, right? Not here.
True. Sana, there's somebody who's requested to unmute. There's somebody called Shivam or Shiv.
Asked him to unmute himself. Shubham Goel, you can unmute yourself.
If you want to unmute yourself, you can press Alt A.
Yeah. Dipti. Yeah. Tell me something. Is it possible? Are you thinking of collaborating with anybody? I mean, to also pick up movies from, I mean, people who are already in the business of doing audio descriptions. People from, not in India maybe, but from countries abroad.
Abroad, of course, and India, there's nobody else. It's only me who's doing.
Okay. So were you the same person who did Tare Zameen Par many years ago?
No.
Huh?
So Saksham is another organization.
Yeah, I know Saksham very well. Yeah.
तो वो बनाते थे audio description and उनकी journey थी I think 42 odd movies.
Right. Okay.
And उनका model बहुत अलग है ना. They organize blind shows.
Okay.
I am against blind shows.
What do you mean by blind shows? I'm sorry, you'll have to educate me.
So they basically rent out an auditorium and वहाँ पे audio description की जो track है वो movie के साथ merge करते हुए speakers में से तो सिर्फ visually impaired ही invited होते हैं उस particular screening के लिए and impaired ही बैठ के वो movie को enjoy करते हैं.
I got your point. So you're more into the inclusion angle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Okay. No, we must connect once all this is over. Yeah.
Sure.
Shubham Kumar, press Alt A.
Yeah,
Press
Shubham
Alt
Kumar,
A.
you can speak now.
Hello.
You're unmute.
मैम मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो नोवाफ्लिक्स है उसमें प्लेबैक स्पीड का भी ऑप्शन होना चाहिए, जैसे कि मान लीजिए हम स्पीड को बढ़ाकर या फिर घटाकर मूवी देख सके. और एक मूवी की रिक्वेस्ट थी, दिल है तुम्हारा, तो अगर वो मूवी अपलोड है तो ठीक है. और मैम कुछ मूवी जो टाइम पे अपलोड नहीं हो रही है, मैं देख पा रहा हूँ. कुछ मूवी 19 तारीख को अपलोड होनी थी और एक जो मूवी 1 जनवरी को अपलोड होनी थी वो शायद आज या कल अपलोड हो गई है. तो मैम इसका थोड़ा
Let me clear your confusion. So movies हर